Trump and Zelensky face to face. A heated clash. But what really happened in this meeting? Behind the scenes of this exchange of barbs, there's an invisible game, a confrontation that goes far beyond politics. The real battle isn't just words, but influence energy. While the headlines distract, your energy is being drained without you even noticing. Your mind, conditioned to react. But who's really manipulating this game? Energy shield exposed. Trump versus Zelensky's dark secret. What are they not telling you about this rivalry? And most importantly, how can you protect yourself from this silent energy war? The truth is about to be revealed, but only for those who stick around until the end. The war of words between Trump and Zelensky caught the world off guard. What was supposed to be just a strategic diplomatic meeting turned into a full-blown verbal showdown. But was that really all? On one side, Trump, unshaken, calculating, using every word like a chess move, commanding the room with his sheer presence. On the other, Zelensky, trying to keep his composure under crushing pressure, balancing between speeches and interests that ran far deeper than what was actually said. The tension was thick, the energy in the air, almost tangible. Something was happening there, something unseen but absolutely felt. It wasn't just what they said, it was how they said it. The tone, the looks, the heavy silences. But the real impact of that clash wasn't confined to that room. It spread, it echoed. Did you feel it? That discomfort, that restlessness, that nagging feeling that something was off? That wasn't just you. Millions around the world felt it too, without even knowing why. And then, something strange happened. Trump walked out of there untouched, as if nothing had happened. But Zelensky, well, Zelensky looked drained, worn down. But why? Why do some people come out of situations like this even stronger, while others seem depleted, like they've lost something beyond just a debate? Here's the real question. This isn't just about politics. This happens all the time, everywhere. And the craziest part? It's happening to you right now in this very moment, without you even realizing it. What happened during the meeting between Trump and Zelensky goes beyond politics, beyond speeches, beyond the cameras. What was truly at stake cannot be measured simply by the words spoken or gestures exchanged. There was something more, something invisible to most, but completely perceptible to those who know where to look. The atmosphere was charged. From the very first moment, it was clear this wasn't just a diplomatic dialogue. The way Trump entered the conversation, confident, incisive, as if he knew exactly how to steer the course of the meeting, contrasted sharply with Zelensky's posture, which fluctuated between attempts to assert himself and moments where he seemed to be merely reacting. But here's the interesting point. This isn't just about personality or political strategy. Something was being played out on a level that most people fail to notice. A game not learned in summit meetings or political debates. A game that determines not just who controls the narrative, but who keeps their strength intact in the face of the clash. If you observe closely, you'll see a repeating pattern. Some leaders, no matter how much they're attacked, criticized, or put under pressure, emerge unscathed. Others, no matter how hard they try to maintain control, show signs of wear, hesitation, and loss of strength. But why? What truly differentiates those who remain unshaken from those who lose ground? The answer to this question reveals far more than meets the eye. Because this is not just an issue affecting world leaders. It affects you. It affects all of us. It affects your daily interactions, your conversations, your relationships. Have you ever noticed how some people have the power to drain your energy? How certain environments leave you tired, without even knowing why? What Trump did there, in front of Zelensky, is a direct reflection of this phenomenon. But to understand this, you need to look beyond what was said, beyond politics, beyond the headlines. You need to see a field of forces that is present in every human interaction, and learn to control it before it controls you. The meeting between Trump and Zelensky didn't end when the cameras were turned off. In fact, it was after that when the most interesting part took place. What was said there didn't stay within that room. It spread like invisible waves, affecting millions of people around the world, and most didn't even notice. Once the footage was released, the ripple effect began. Inflamed headlines, heated debates, social media flooded with impassioned opinions. On one side, those who fervently defended Trump, praising his firmness and dominant presence. On the other, those who supported Zelensky, highlighting the challenges he faces and the burden he carries. But regardless of which side people took, something happened to everyone. Emotions were awakened, reactions were triggered, and without realizing it, millions of people began carrying a weight that wasn't originally theirs. What few understand is that events like this create waves of collective energy. Imagine a calm lake. Now, throw a stone into the center. The ripples spread, growing wider, even reaching those on the shore who were unaware of the initial impact. The same thing happens when something of great significance occurs in the world. You might not be following the news closely, but somehow you feel there's something in the air. This explains why many people, even without directly watching the meeting between Trump and Zelensky, began to feel a weight in the air, an unease that's hard to name. Some became anxious, others irritated, others simply exhausted. And the most curious part? Many of these reactions didn't come from conscious thought. They emerged as if implanted into the emotional state of the population. This effect is amplified by what is seen on social media and in the media. It's not just the words that impact, but the way they are delivered. The tones, the images, the constant repetition. All of this fuels an emotional atmosphere that, little by little, seeps into the minds of those consuming the content. From that moment, people are no longer just thinking about an event. They are feeling its energetic charge, often without even realizing it. And here's the most dangerous part. When collective energy becomes chaotic, those who don't know how to protect themselves end up being swept away. If you've ever felt drained for no apparent reason, if you notice that some days feel heavier than others without a logical explanation, you might be experiencing exactly this phenomenon. The question is, how do you avoid being sucked into this whirlwind? If there's one thing that the meeting between Trump and Zelensky made clear, it's that not everyone leaves a confrontation the same way they entered. Some seem unshaken, as if nothing affects them. Others, no matter how much they try to maintain their composure, show signs of exhaustion. This is no coincidence. Trump left the room as if the clash had been just another ordinary day in his schedule. Firm expression, imposing posture, confident gaze. Zelensky, on the other hand, left visibly more tense, as if he had absorbed something that weighed him down. But what really happened there? What makes certain people face intense confrontations without losing energy, while others leave drained? Most people believe this is simply a matter of temperament. Oh, Trump has a strong personality, and Zelensky is a leader under pressure. But is that the full explanation? Or is there something deeper going on? To understand this phenomenon, one must look beyond words and gestures. Because behind every great confrontation, whether in politics, business, or even daily interactions, there is an invisible game of forces at play. Some know how to play, others don't even realize they're on the board. Leaders like Trump, like him or not, have a peculiar command over their own presence. When he enters a room, he takes up the space. He sets the tone of the conversation. He speaks with conviction so that his energy doesn't disperse. It imposes itself. It's not just about what he says, but how he says it. His tone of voice, his body language, the way he makes strategic pauses before responding. He sets the pace and makes others react to his game. Zelensky, on the other hand, was clearly reacting to the situation. He spoke, argued, gestured, but the energy of the meeting wasn't under his control. He didn't dictate the flow of the interaction. He was trying to keep up. And this is where the big difference lies between those who leave strengthened and those who leave drained. Think of a difficult conversation you've had in your life. A heated debate, a disagreement at work, a moment where you needed to take a stand. How did you feel afterward? Some discussions leave a person reinvigorated, while others walk away emotionally exhausted. The difference lies in who controlled the dynamics of the clash. Because when someone reacts all the time, they are, in fact, giving away their energy to the other person. They are being carried along by the pace set by the opponent. And every time you allow someone else to dictate how you respond, something inside of you gets drained. Now, the big question: how do you avoid this? How do you prevent your energy from being drained, whether in a political confrontation, a work meeting, or even in everyday interactions? If events like the clash between Trump and Zelensky can generate waves of impact that affect millions of people around the world, imagine what happens on a smaller scale in your daily life. Arguments, heavy environments, draining interactions. All of these can, without you realizing, sap your energy and weaken your mental clarity. How many times have you walked away from a conversation feeling inexplicably exhausted? How many times have you been in a space and felt a strange heaviness in the air, as if something was draining your vitality for no apparent reason? This happens because, just like in the case of major political events, there's an invisible game of forces at play all the time, and the only way not to be affected by it is to learn how to create an effective energy shield. The first thing to understand is that your energy is not something fixed and unchangeable. It is always in motion, always interacting with the environment around you. When you enter a charged space, your energy field begins to adjust to the dominant vibration of that place. If you're not aware of this process, you'll end up absorbing that energy, letting it influence your mental and emotional state. Now, here's the crucial point. Not all energies are compatible with yours. If you don't know how to shield yourself, you might end up carrying emotional weights that aren't even yours. You may feel anxious for no apparent reason, irritated without a logical cause, tired without having done anything physically exhausting. And just like what happened with Zelensky in that clash, you might realize too late that you've been giving away your strength without even noticing. But the good news is that there are effective ways to prevent this. Techniques that can be applied to strengthen your presence, preserve your energy, and prevent external influences from draining your vitality. The question now is, how do you shield yourself from these invisible interferences? Have you started to notice how small changes in your energy make all the difference? The more you understand and apply these practices, the stronger and more balanced you become. By the way, if this is making sense to you, hit that like button. This way, YouTube will recognize that this knowledge is valuable and can reach more people who, just like you, are seeking more control over their own energy. If there's one thing that's clear so far, it's that the energy around us is constantly in motion, and if we're not careful, we can be influenced without even realizing it. But this raises an essential question. If everything around us has the power to affect us, how can we prevent our energy from being drained? How can we create an invisible shield to protect ourselves from external influences? The answer lies in how we manage our own energy field. Just like a leader who knows how to occupy space without being dominated by external forces, anyone can learn to strengthen their presence and prevent outside factors from draining their vitality. The first step toward this is understanding that your energy responds directly to your intention and level of consciousness. When you become passive in the face of your environment, allowing it to dictate your emotional state, you become vulnerable. But when you take control of your own vibration, you create a natural protection field around you, and there are specific techniques that can help in this process. Strategies that powerful leaders, consciously or unconsciously, use to keep their strength intact, even in high-pressure situations. The question now is, how can you apply these techniques in practice to create an effective energy shield? One of the most effective ways to create an energy shield against external influences is by raising your own vibration. Just as a radio only picks up frequencies that match its tuning, your energy also responds to the level at which you are vibrating. When your vibration is elevated, dense energies cannot connect to you. They simply cannot find an entry point. This forms the basis of the first technique, the creation of the golden energy field. This technique has been used for centuries by various spiritual traditions and aims to generate a protection frequency so intense that any external negative energy simply bounces off, unable to penetrate your field. The practice is simple, but extremely powerful. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to relax. Now, visualize a golden light beginning to form around you, as if you are creating a protective sphere. This light is not just any light. It carries the vibration of strength, stability, and energetic purity. With each breath, see the light expanding, becoming more intense, brighter, and more impenetrable. Feel yourself completely surrounded by this energy, as if you are inside a vibrational cocoon where nothing can affect you. And here's the secret. It's not enough to just visualize this light. You need to feel its presence. Your intention and emotion are the fuel that strengthens this shield. The more you believe in and connect with this energy, the stronger your shield will be. This technique can be applied at any time of the day, especially before entering charged environments, before an important meeting, or whenever you feel something is affecting your balance. Over time, this field naturally strengthens, creating a kind of reserve frequency that keeps your energy protected, even when you're not consciously focused on it. And this is just the first strategy. Now, the next question arises. How can you prevent the energy of others from sticking to you without realizing it? Not all energetic threats come from direct attacks or dense environments. Often they infiltrate subtly, almost imperceptibly, like small drops of paint mixing with water without us noticing. Have you ever noticed how, after talking with certain people, your mood changes for no apparent reason? Or how, after witnessing arguments, even without participating, you feel tired and emotionally drained? This happens because the energy of others doesn't need your permission to try to connect with yours. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, you'll end up absorbing emotions, tensions, and vibrations that aren't even yours. But there's a powerful principle that can stop this: the reflex of neutrality. This technique involves becoming like a mirror. Instead of absorbing the energies around you, you learn to reflect everything that doesn't belong to you. Instead of being a container that receives and stores external emotional charges, you become a channel through which those energies pass without leaving traces. But how can you put this into practice? The question now is, how do you develop this energetic neutrality to prevent external influences from sticking to you? Even with a strong energy shield and the practice of neutrality, there are moments when dense energy manages to infiltrate. Perhaps it was an intense day, a charged conversation, or an environment that left a lingering weight on you. And when this happens, an essential question arises. How can you get rid of this burden before it accumulates and starts affecting your physical, mental, and emotional state? The answer lies in energy purification. Just as we take a shower to clean physical impurities, our energy field also needs to be cleaned regularly. There are several ways to perform this cleansing, but they all follow a fundamental principle. Stagnant energy needs movement to be dissipated. If you've ever felt weighed down after a difficult day, have you noticed how a simple walk outdoors can bring relief? Or how the water from a refreshing shower seems to wash away the weight you were feeling? This happens because elements like air, water, and movement are natural conductors of energy and help release what your field no longer needs to carry. But what's the most effective way to purify your energy? And how can you ensure that this practice not only removes negative influences, but also restores your inner strength? There are various methods of energy purification, but they all share a common goal: to release the influences that do not belong to you and restore your internal balance. Some techniques work directly on the physical body, others operate at the mental and emotional levels, and some function on more subtle layers, such as the auric field. Among the most effective methods, 3 stand out. Purification through water, one of the most powerful elements for dissolving dense charges and restoring energy flow. Transmutation through movement, activating the physical body to dissipate blockages and renew the circulation of vital energy. Cleansing through sound and vibration, using sound frequencies to reorganize the energy field and dissolve negative patterns. Each of these methods works in a unique and complementary way, but which one is most suitable for each situation? How can they be applied correctly to gain the maximum benefit? Water has always been considered a sacred element in various spiritual traditions. More than just a physical resource, it is a powerful energy conductor, capable of dissolving blockages and restoring vital flow. Whether in purification rituals, religious baptisms, or simple baths after an intense day, water has the power to wash away not only the dirt from the body, but also the accumulated energetic influences over time. This happens because water has a unique property. It absorbs, stores, and transports vibrational information. Modern studies have already proven that water molecules can be influenced by sound frequencies, words, and even thoughts. This means that, when used with intention, water can become one of the most effective means of energy cleansing. But how do you use it properly to ensure a real and deep purification? Is there a way to enhance its effect so that it not only removes dense energy, but also recharges your vibrational field with a new frequency? Energy purification dissolves negative influences and restores vibrational balance, but the work doesn't stop there. Just like a freshly cleaned space can start accumulating dust again if it's not protected, your energy can also be recontaminated, if you don't take steps to keep your frequency elevated. To preserve the effects of the energy bath and prevent external charges from reattaching, certain practices are essential. Strengthen your intention. After purification, it's important to mentally reinforce that your energy has been renewed and that you won't allow external influences to drain it again. Create an energetic protection layer. Techniques like visualizing golden light around your body, using protective amulets, or applying essential oils seal the vibrational field and make it harder for new dense charges to be absorbed. Avoid unnecessary exposures. Whenever possible, avoid places and interactions that may lower your frequency right after purification. The first energetic contact you have after the cleansing can influence how your energy reorganizes. Maintain a routine of vibrational alignment. Small daily habits such as meditation, conscious breathing, and connecting with nature help keep your energy elevated and reduce the need for constant cleansings. But which of these practices offers the most effective protection? And how can you ensure that your energy field stays strong, stable, and impenetrable, even in the face of external challenges? Maintaining elevated energy shouldn't be an occasional effort, but rather a habit incorporated into your routine. When your vibrational field is strengthened, you not only avoid contamination by external influences, but you also create an energetic presence so solid that it naturally repels dense energies before they even get close. Among the most effective practices to reinforce this energetic shielding on a daily basis, the following stand out: conscious breathing and grounding. Deep breathing techniques and connecting with the present moment help stabilize your frequency and prevent your energy from dispersing or being manipulated by external factors. Visualization of shields and energetic sealing, mentally creating a protective barrier around your body, made of golden or blue light, prevents unwanted vibrations from penetrating your field. Use of protective crystals. Stones like black tourmaline, obsidian, and clear quartz act as energy filters, absorbing or repelling negative energies before they reach you. Vibrational alignment with sound frequency. Specific sounds like mantras, Tibetan singing bowls, and solfeggio frequencies adjust your energy field and dissolve traces of low vibration. Grounding practices. Walking barefoot on the earth, soaking up the sun, and being in contact with nature releases excess dense energy and strengthens your connection to your own inner strength. When these practices are incorporated into your routine, energetic protection becomes automatic. But which one provides the most immediate impact? And how can you combine different methods to create an even more powerful and impenetrable shield? True energy protection doesn't lie in a single isolated technique, but in the strategic combination of different practices that work across various layers of your vibrational field. To ensure that your energy remains strong and impenetrable, it's essential to create an energy defense system that operates continuously without requiring constant effort. This system can be structured in 3 levels: automatic daily protection, small habits that create a stable vibrational field throughout the day, such as conscious breathing, energetic affirmations, and the use of protective amulets or crystals. Weekly cleansing and reinforcement, deeper purification sessions such as energy baths, guided meditation for auric field cleansing, and grounding in nature. Deep restoration and vibrational reprogramming. Once a month or during times of greater need, more intense practices like energy cleansing rituals, the use of high-frequency sounds, and advanced vibrational shielding techniques. When these 3 levels are applied together, you not only prevent negative energies from accumulating, but also strengthen your energetic presence to the point where you naturally become resistant to any type of external influence. But how do you create a personalized energy protection routine? And how do you identify which techniques are most effective for your individual energy? Each person has a unique energetic signature. This means that techniques that work exceptionally well for some may not have the same impact on others. The secret to truly effective energy protection lies not only in applying the right practices, but in adapting those techniques to your own vibrational field. To discover which methods are most effective for you, 3 factors should be observed. Your energy sensitivity. Some people easily absorb external influences and need more frequent cleansings, while others have a naturally more stable and resilient vibrational field. Your lifestyle and environment. The more exposed you are to dense places, stressful situations, or draining interactions, the more intense your daily energy protection should be. Your level of connection with the practices, techniques that make sense to you and produce a noticeable effect, tend to be much more effective than those that don't resonate with your energy. Creating a personalized energy shielding method involves experimenting with different combinations of techniques and observing which ones produce the best results for you. But how do you test these practices the right way? Is there a way to measure whether your energy protection is truly working? Now that you've learned how to shield your energy from external influences, here's the big question. What if, instead of just protecting yourself, you could turn any negative charge into a boost for your growth? This is the difference between those who are constantly defending themselves and those who fully master their own energy. And in the final card, there's a video where I reveal exactly how this works. But hold that curiosity. Before you head over there, tell me in the comments, what's the biggest insight you've had so far? Your experience matters. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. This way, YouTube will keep delivering valuable content like this to you. Now, attention. What comes next is the most important part of this journey. Without this last piece, your energy will remain vulnerable. Stick around until the end because your breakthrough starts now. The most advanced level of energy protection isn't just blocking or repelling external influences, but transforming them. When you master the art of transmutation, nothing can affect you, because any energy that comes your way is immediately converted into something positive and empowering. This ability lies behind the energetic resilience of great spiritual leaders and occult masters. They don't just protect themselves, they use the surrounding energies as fuel for their own growth. The fundamental principles of transmutation are energy redirecting. Instead of resisting or fearing dense vibrations, you consciously welcome them and reframe them into a higher frequency, like an energetic alchemist. The transmuting breath technique: consciously inhale any dense energy around you, and as you exhale, visualize it transforming into light, strengthening your field and preventing any external influence from affecting you. Using mental power to reprogram frequencies. Your mind is the ultimate tool for transmutation. When you choose to perceive an energetic attack as an opportunity for strengthening, it completely loses its negative impact. With this approach, you not only become immune to external influences, but learn to use them to your advantage. But how do you integrate this knowledge into practical life to ensure that your energy remains expansive and powerful in any situation? There is a difference between those who are constantly worried about protecting themselves and those who simply cannot be affected. The difference lies in their access to their inner source of energy. When you rely solely on external stimuli to keep your vibration high, your energy fluctuates according to the circumstances. But when you learn to connect with your inner strength, no external influence can destabilize you. The three fundamental principles of this connection are energetic centralization, keeping your focus on your own vibration without being swept away by the chaos around you. This can be done through meditation, conscious breathing, or simply remembering that your energy is yours and no one else's. Connection with universal energy, understanding that energy is infinite. When you learn to draw this force directly from the source, whether it's your essence, your purpose, or your faith, you will never feel drained again. Manifestation of the desired energetic state. Instead of merely reacting to the external world, you take control and determine which frequency you want to vibrate at. This means that, no matter what happens around you, you are the one who defines your inner state. When this connection strengthens, your energy becomes inexhaustible. You not only stop being affected by external influences, but you start positively affecting everything around you. Your vibration becomes a force that transforms environments, people, and situations. And now, the final question. How do we consolidate everything we've learned and ensure that this protection and energy mastery become a permanent part of your life? We've reached the most important point of this entire journey, the understanding that the power has always been within you. Up until now, we've explored various techniques to strengthen your energy, block external influences, purify your vibrational field, and even transmute any dense charge into inner strength. But there's something even more essential than all these tools. The realization that you are the very source of protection and balance that you seek. True energy mastery isn't in rituals, mantras, or external practices. It's in your conscious decision to become the center of your own energy. Those who understand this no longer live at the mercy of circumstances. They are not affected by the chaos of the world. They are not manipulated by foreign energies, and they don't waste time fighting negative influences. They simply exist in their own frequency, unshaken, untouchable, impenetrable. And this is the final key. You no longer need to worry about pushing away bad energies or protecting yourself all the time. True mastery happens when you become so firm in your vibration that anything external loses the power to affect you. You no longer need to block, resist, or run. You simply are. This means that from now on, the choice is in your hands. You can continue allowing external factors to dictate your energy, reacting to what happens around you, oscillating between moments of balance and depletion. Or you can choose, starting this moment, to take absolute control over your frequency, becoming a true master of your energy and a positive influencer in the world. The question now isn't if this is possible. You've already seen that it is. The only question left is, are you ready to live in this new reality?